Oppo A16s Review. The Oppo A16 is a budget phone with few features and little appeal. It performs basic functions acceptably, but it may be worth spending a bit more for an improved model. The Oppo A16 has a standard smartphone design and is 163.8 by 75.6 by 8.4 mm in size, providing a comfortable hand grip. The device weighs 190 grams, and its body is constructed from inexpensive plastic. Comparable budget phones come with a 5000 mAh battery, and the product is only 5 grams heavier than the Moto C22. The plastic rear of the phone attracts fingerprints easily, particularly in the crystal black color. The pearl blue color may provide better resistance to greasiness. The A16 does not have an IP rating, so it is advised to avoid water and dusty environments. The fingerprint sensor is located behind the power button on the right-hand edge. It is clearly identifiable due to a tactile recess and because the volume buttons are positioned on the left-hand edge. At the bottom of the phone, you'll discover a 3.5mm headphone jack and a single speaker. The volume can reach high levels, however, its quality does not meet expectations for audio other than short video clips or regular phone operations. The front of the phone has chunky bezels, with an especially long chin. The display notches of the traditional teardrop design and takes up space from the top bezel. This confirms it to be a budget device. The display of this device is a 6.52-inch IPS LCD, which does not offer the same vibrancy as higher-end OLED panel technology available in more expensive models. Furthermore, the color palette appears to be somewhat muted, making video content appear lacking in contrast. The Oppo A16's display resolution of 720 by 1600 falls short of sharpness, being visible in home screen icons, streaming Netflix, and web content. There is an overall fuzziness to the user experience on the Oppo A16. The Moto G22 and the Oppo A16s both have limited components and performance, but the former has a higher refresh rate of 90 Hz, which may be more beneficial for users. A brightness level of 480 nits is suitable, but it may be difficult to recognize the images in direct sunlight. The Oppo A16 slot only has a 13-megapixel wide camera and two 2-megapixel assistants to handle depth and macro duties. It does not have an ultra-wide or telephoto camera. The main sensor can produce acceptable shots in optimal lighting but cannot compare with more expensive handsets. The detail is adequate and colors appear natural, though the phone has difficulty in HDR settings with extreme lighting differences. The Oppo A16s is powered by the MediaTek Helio G35 chipset coupled with 4GB of LPDDR4 RAM, similar to the Nokia G20. The Oppo A16s does not appear to possess a fast performance when scrolling between home screens, displaying menus, and moving between multiple apps. The Oppo A16's performance is consistent with no extreme stutters, which is fortunate as cramming in a higher refresh rate display could have made it worse. The consistency of its performance is not ideal, but without higher refresh rates, it can be maintained. The Geekbench 5 score of 166 single-core and 971 multi-core is average, similar to the results from the Moto G22. The Oppo A16's 5000 mAh battery combined with its low-pixel 60 Hz display allows it to provide good battery life. Through testing, it was determined that Netflix streaming took 4% of the battery while an hour of music streaming did not cause the battery to decrease by 1 percentage point. The MediaTek Helio G35 was not able to handle the DR benchmark test, which requires the 3DMark wildlife stress test to be performed 3 times consecutively for 1 hour. The Oppo charger included is a 10 watts model and charging times are rather lengthy. We measured a 0 to 100% recharge time of almost 3 hours and 50% was achieved in around 1 hour 15 minutes. The Oppo A16s is equipped with a large 5000 mAh battery and a 720p display that is not demanding in terms of energy usage. The Oppo A16s is relatively inexpensive, but it might be considered uninspired, especially in times of financial uncertainty. The Oppo A16 offers below-average performance, a dissatisfactory display, a plastic design, and an ordinary camera, hence it doesn't provide much value. The battery life of the device is good, and the fingerprint sensor located on the side is reliable.